Superhero, happy Sunday. I'm Sam the Miracle Man, and we just started live here, so we're going to wait for a few people to jump in. But we have to realize that you are the superhero, that you are perfect spirit, and that you're capable of doing all things. So we really just going to do a short talk, is what I normally do on a Sunday, a practice, because if I just talk, it becomes an intellectual exercise. You don't really know until you actually have that experience. Then I'll do a little practice on that. Then I'll do Q&A, and I also have my Shaman's Oracle deck out for a few messages, and we'll see what happens today. Oh, hi, Dowie just joined in here. I'm not sure who else is here. Let me see who's here. I see a Facebook user. Hi, Sam. Not sure who that is, because if you're in a Head Trash Anonymous group, I don't see your name. But what am I talking about today? Today, I'm going to be talking about, what was I want to see my exact subject. Okay, yeah, creating miracles is not magic. So for some reason we think, miracles are like these really mystical forces outside of ourselves. And this really isn't the case at all, because we are the superhero, the soul, the consciousness, the spirit, whatever you wish to call it, we are that. And we're connected to all that is. So we have the power to manifest, to create those miracles. Whatever it may be, we have that power within us. It's not outside of us. And it's simply letting the mind to become quiet, to remove all that distraction, all this noise, all this head trash. Because within you is spirit, that soul that knows the way forward to create that miraculous recovery, that healing, that cure, the abundance of wealth, relationships, whatever it may be, you have the power to create within you. So this is more like a law of attraction type talk is what I'm thinking of here. Is that's really about getting rid of all this noise, all this stuff that doesn't serve us. And how do we do this? By relaxing. And really you can say surrendering to your spirit, to your soul, then operating from this deeper place within you. And we're going to do a practice today so we can tap into this deeper essence of ourselves. But we're so identified with our story, our personality. I'm male, I'm this age, and if you're sick, I have this, I have this, I have this, or I am bipolar, I have cancer, I have this, I'm poor, I'm broke, whatever it may be, we attach to these labels, and that becomes our reality, because what we think about actually expands, because the universe is always saying yes to us. But you can say, if the universe is always saying yes to us, you can say, I want $1 million in the bank. The universe is going to go yes, but it's not going to be there instantly. It's going to come step by step within you. But the mind grows impatient with that. The mind wants it right away. And it can come right away, but usually there's a practice. And same thing with these miracles. It may just happen, or it becomes a practice of surrendering the mind, then tapping into this deeper essence. But we're so addicted to these thoughts. So like I said, I normally don't like to talk because talking is an intellectual exercise. And you try to understand from talking, it doesn't really stick, it doesn't really adhere, because it's not a direct experience, it's not a knowing. So I'm just going to dive into a practice here, because I think that's the most beneficial, is a practice. And then we'll see what comes through. Let me put a little background music on here. One good thing about Restream I like, they have music, so or noise, so there's no YouTube or Facebook copyright stuff. I think that's good. So now we're going to do a practice on creating miracles and realizing that miracles are not magic, and we'll see what comes through today. So we're just going to sit here and relax, that there's nothing to do, that there's nothing to accomplish. We're just simply sitting here, relaxing, not future guessing, not dragging the past into the present, but being here to the best of our ability, never judging ourselves, never criticizing ourselves. Just acknowledge, oh, there goes that mind again. Then come back to feeling your feet, your hands, your breath, where you're sitting, just becoming aware of this moment. Maybe coming back to this voice, or just relaxing. And more in each moment you relax, you feel more peace as you dive deeper and deeper into your spirit, your soul, your connection to all that is. So as we keep going back and back and back, or deeper and deeper into our essence, we just feel this peace, this contentment. When you really feel the peace, the contentment, and you may discover that all is well. As you get into this place, all things become possible. That there's no limitations here, there's no restrictions. Because the body is starting to fade away. We're not really paying much attention to the body right here. We're just trying to feel the energy, the peace, the soul within us, because we are that, the peace, the soul, the spirit. So we keep coming back and deeper and deeper and deeper into us. We keep feeling this peace. Then when we're in a nice peaceful state, you say the 0 point, which is energy, quantum particles dancing around, not into any forms. From here, we want to set our intentions and not focus on how this will be. That we ignore all the rules, all the restrictions, all the natural laws of science. We just let them go. For spirit can do all things. So we're just setting this intention, or maybe mentally painting this with your mind. What does this outcome look like? What does it look like if you have this new car, this new relationship, money in the bank, money on the kitchen table? Or going on vacation, a new house. There's no limitations here. Just create this in your mind to the best of your ability. Make sure you can really feel it. What does it look like? Touch it. What's the texture? Does it have a smell? If it's a great meal, does it have a taste? What's the scent you smell? Really embody yourself being in this place. For the mind cannot tell the difference between reality and fantasy. So we want to mentally really paint this picture to the best of our ability. Setting this your intention. And just acknowledging why this is important to you. If it's money, so I can pay rent, so I can provide for my family, put food on the table. If it's a new relationship, maybe the intent is stability, companionship. If it's a new house, then it's about shelter. Just painting that and setting the reason why, to give it some energy, some fuel behind it. But we don't figure anything out here. That's a mental activity. Nothing to figure out. It's only us. up to us to set the intention, to paint the picture, to define what that means to us, to give it fuel. And we really sit in this space of feeling the aliveness here. And we just trust the steps are going to come one by one through your soul, your spirit, your consciousness. For the universe is always saying yes. Because in this place of peace, there's no lack, there's no scarcity, there's no competition. Because you are that one spirit, that one consciousness, where all things are possible. And feeling yourself sitting in this place of peace. So miracles are really the product of sitting in peace, removing the head trash, getting here in this moment, painting the vision, giving it some fuel, and letting go of the how, of trying to figure things out. So just sitting here relaxing, reminding ourselves what this peace feels like. Allow this to become your anchor when you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, depressed, not feeling good about yourself. Come back to this anchor. Know who you are, perfect spirit, consciousness, soul. That you're never your stories, your thoughts, your beliefs, your opinions. You are greater than them. So always coming back to ourself, for the power, the resources are within us. Anything outside of you are simply tools, aids. But they're ultimately a projection, because they too are perfect spirit. The one perfect spirit, the one consciousness, the one soul. That we're all interconnected. There's no separation. If you're not separate from anything, then you can have everything. If you're separate from everything, you can have nothing. It's a very impoverished state. It's a state of scarcity, of lack, of pain, of suffering. We're letting all that go, reminding ourselves who we are as we slowly drift back into this moment, knowing all is well, all is at peace. And just notice how the mind likes to overcomplicate things. But if you did this simple meditation every day for a month, people would not recognize you a month from now, because you'll be no longer defined by your mental stories, your opinions, your beliefs, the collective head trash. You will be free. You will be knowing yourself as perfect spirit, soul, consciousness, whatever you wish to call it. You just have to sit for a few minutes a day. This practice was under, 10 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. You can even have a 2 to 3 minute practice and still have profound effects. There's no need to overcomplicate things, to remind you who you are as we keep drifting back. So I'm here if there's any questions that anyone wants to ask, or if you need a card, let me know, and we'll see if we need to give you some clarity. So hey Clarence, thanks for joining me. I still don't know who's in the Hit Trash Anonymous group. I just say hi, Sam. So hi, Facebook user. Um, but I really hope everyone's feeling at peace, feeling light, feeling free, letting go of all the burdens they're carrying around, from dragging the past into the present. Hi, Narissa. I'm going to pull a card for you here. Thank you. Let's pull a card for Narissa. Let's see what we have for Narissa. Perfect. We're getting the reflection card from Narissa. So we just want to reflect and just notice life. It feels very important to you. What I'm feeling for you, Narissa, it feels like you're in a constant race, a constant parade, and you're not seeing the signs, the symbols around you. So just saying, slow down. Your loved ones are trying to get your attention, trying to help point you onto the right path. We gotta let go of the busyness, chasing, chasing, chasing. Let that go. Step back, reflect, become aware of this moment. The more aware of this moment, the more power you will have. Oh, hey Karen. Hey Kat, let me pull for Dell now. Let me mix these cards up a little bit. And I just need one card to tune in. That's all. Just get a direction and not just channel what comes through. Now let's see what I'm feeling for Dao. We're getting the Shaman of Song, which is about getting your voice into the world. Let's tune into this. So for Dao, you have some ideas, but they don't really seem really solid, really firm at this time. It feels like you're standing on sand and you're trying to find that balance. But just realize that balance is within you. Stop relying on the exterior to create your reality. Create the reality you want from inside. Create that new reality. Realize that stable ground is within you. And when you're really heavily focused on the outside world, it's like standing on sand because things are constantly changing out there. So it's really about tapping within you and realizing I'm creating my reality from the inside out. Instead of the outside in, you want to go inside out to create your reality. And let me see what I'm feeling for Karen here. Oh, hey Bonnie. Just going through the list here, so I'm going to read for Karen now what feels called to me. And then I'll tune in and see what comes through. All right, Karen, I'm feeling that card here for you. And let's see where we go. We're getting the frustration card. Let's tune in. The sense I'm getting right away is you're a little frustrated, a little upset. It's like, why aren't people listening to me? Things around for them, but they're ignoring me. Just realize it's part of their spiritual journey. Yes, you're giving them insights, some tips on the way forward, some inspiration, but yet they don't listen. And that's not our choice. If they choose not to listen, then they can remain in the pain, the suffering. When they are ready, they will find you. But just realize the frustration doesn't need to be there. You can let that go and realize this is just their spiritual journey. People aren't really listening to us. They're really caught up in their own hamster wheel, trying to sort and figure things out from the place in the mind. But you know the truth is always within you, within them. We can only point the way. If they want to ignore it, let them ignore it. When the time is right, they'll have a eureka moment. Oh, I remember Karen said this, or she said this, or where did I see this before? You are planting seeds. That's all we're here to do is plant seeds. It's up to them to farm those seeds, to harvest that crop. But just keep doing what you're doing. You're planting those seeds. All right, I'm just going through the list here. Let's see. So I have Kat now. Then on Clarence, I'll go to Clarence next. So it's So it's Kat, Bonnie, Clarence from seeing on the list, and then we have Kelly joining us as well. So I'm taking a little bit slower time because I am really trying to channel a message for everyone, and just using the card as a jumping off point. Let's see here. So for Kat, friendship card for Kat. Let's tune in. So Kat, this is really about a self-inquiry for you. Are you being kind to yourself? Are you being gentle to yourself? Just notice where you're not being your own best friend, your own best supporter. Just notice where you're putting yourself down a little bit. Maybe it could be in subtle things that I can't do this, I don't have the skills, I just don't know the way forward. And you're just really criticizing and judging yourself, even those little subtle ways. Just saying, being your own best friend, really tap in and tune into yourself. What is best for you? Look at yourself and just smile. And when you see photos of yourself, smile. Don't judge the clothes you're wearing, the way your hair looks, makeup, any of that stuff is surface. Stop noticing the surface, if you will. Dive deeper into you and be your own best friend. Okay, so it was for Kat, and we're going to Bonnie. All right, Bonnie. Let me tune into Bonnie here. All right, Bonnie. Let me see what I'm feeling for Bonnie. All right, got this card out for Bonnie. Let's tune in. Bonnie, we're getting the Courage card. So the courage is to have the realization that you have the power to walk through the mind, to step through those fears, to step through those things that are causing anxiety, depression, that remind yourself you're beyond any of those thoughts that are creating a hesitancy. There's a hesitancy that I'm feeling within you. Just take a breath, tune into yourself, and just take that one small step in the direction that feels best for you. Don't try to take all these big steps. It's causing some overwhelm. The word I'm really getting for you is hesitancy, that you're afraid to take some steps forward, or that things don't seem to be working out. Just remind you to slow it down. What's the smallest step that you can take that will move you in the direction that you're seeking to move to? But just notice how the mind is trying to slow you down from living the best life that you're meant to live. For the universe is always saying yes to us. We just have to dive into us and take that leap of faith and trust in ourselves. And it's really about having the faith in yourself, the belief that you can do this. All right, let me see what the message is here for Clarence now. Clarence, let me just mix the cards here a little bit. Just feel into the cards. Okay, for Clarence, here we go. Let's use this as a focal point here for Clarence. Life. Okay, Clarence, let's dive in. Life. You're taking things too seriously. You're not just enjoying life as it is in this moment. Too much in the future, way too much in the future, creating too much stress, wondering if things are going to work out. Don't worry about the outcome. Simply don't worry about that. Worry about enjoying this moment. Be in a place of lightness, of happiness, of freedom, of joy, and this will carry into the future, if you will, that what you're doing right here in this moment sets the next moment up. So if you're too stressed out, too worried how the future is going to unfold, you're missing this moment. You put yourself in a disempowered state. So you want to stay in a place of power, of happiness and joy, and that will carry into the future. But if you're starting with stock, stress, overwhelm, that too will carry into the future. So just be happy, joyful that you're alive in this moment. And really, really enjoy life right here, right now. This is where your power is. Let go of the future guessing. It's creating too much stress. Just be here, enjoy life, enjoy the simple pleasures of life. All right, let's see what else we got here. Take a look. We got Kelly, and then Casey. Hey, Lori, I'm going through the whole list here, so just hang in there. I'm really taking my time today and using a card as a kicking off point. Then I'm just channeling, tuning into each person, just connecting with each person, and just see what your soul wants you to know. So these are really true soul messages today. Let's take a look here. This is for Kelly. Kelly, we're getting the dreams card. Dreams, vision. I'm seeing the visioning board. I'm not sure if you have one, Kelly, but I think maybe it's time to put a vision board together or some kind of dream board, something to remind you of what's important to you. That you're getting distracted, you're getting lost with the board. It could be not a typical vision board either. It's just more like a board to remind you of what's important. That the mind's getting you lost into the weeds, if you will. And the board is going to help you remember your purpose, why you're here, what you're meant to deliver into the world. And you're meant to deliver some important things, but the mind's doing what the mind does, keeping distracted, busy, lost in the weeds. Just really giving the clarity. You need some reminders. So the dreams, the visions, you're losing them because you're getting lost in the weeds. So you want to create some kind of vision board of just to remind you of your life purpose. The mind's really being distracted. But I see that spirit really wants you to keep focused. But the mind's just so busy. Just keep focused. Remind yourself why you're here, what's your purpose. And you're meant to deliver some big things, but the mind's keeping you lost in the weeds. Just be mindful of that. Keep yourself present as much as possible. And use the meditation for today that will help with the dreams, the visions, really creating that reality that you're meant to create. I'm really getting a lot of soul purpose here. That there's something you're really meant to do, but you're being distracted. So just focus on what's important here and setting that intention. Okay, let's see what we have here. All right. Okay, Casey Marie next. Then we'll get into Lori Ellie. Okay, so Casey, we'd love your feedback and see what that resonates for you. And don't ask me questions about it because it's lost. I'm tuning into other people to watch the replay. Well, this, Casey, it's the inspiration card. I need a drink. So Casey Marie, you're getting the inspiration card. There's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion within you. Spirit is really trying to birth something new. But once again, I'm feeling that the outside world is trying to put out your fire, your flame. Don't allow that to happen. There's a flame within you that really wants to go into an inferno, if you will. I'm just seeing this little, maybe about the flame size of a matchstick, really small right now. And I see the outside world trying to put it out, but I see the real you wants to take that little match flame to an inferno. It just wants to be ablaze. That you're meant to be a disruptor. I'm just getting that really sense of disrupting things. It's almost like you need to be like, I'll show you. You keep putting me down, but I'm going to show you that I'm capable of this. I'm determined to do this. Just keep that fiery determination for yourself. To realize that you can have it all. You don't need their opinions. Maybe you're hanging around the wrong people as well, feeling. People that are not fully supporting you. They're creating some doubts, some questions in your own abilities. You need to let that go and just realize, I'm here to be an inferno. I'm here to really shine my light bright, really give my voice to the world. I really get a sense of disruption as well, that you're meant to disrupt the status quo. And you're getting a lot of status quo coming at you. You're meant to like burn that stuff up and just be really embrace you and your own voice and go from there. Follow your own voice. It's leading to a very nice place. All right, Lori Ellie. Then we have Bonnie here next. Okay, I think I read for Bonnie. That name sounds familiar. Okay, so Lori Ellie. Okay. Okay, so what's going on, Lori Ellie? I don't want to dive too much into the question. I really want to. That's more of a mental activity. I just want to really see what your soul wants you to know. For Lori Ellie. Conflict. Yeah. The conflict is mentally. If there's a mental conflict, all these conflicting stories within you, and the stories in the outside world. You're perceiving things a certain way. You're saying, look below the surface. You're operating too much from the mind, looking at surface appearances. You really need to dive deeper below the surface. And you're going to see within you the level of spirit. There is no conflict there. So the conflict is all mental. I have a sense that you're forgetting that you are spirit, consciousness, all that is, source, whatever you wish to call it. Too much up in the head right now. I'm feeling too much in the head, too much separation, feeling lots of division. I'm having an image. I'm seeing like 40 Lori Ellies in front of me. You have all these mirrors like a fun house, and you're trying to figure out who you are. It's a really interesting image I'm seeing here, Lori Ellie. I'm seeing an image of you in a fun house with all these mirrors, all these different projections of yourself, and you're so confused. But remind yourself, within you, there's just one Lori Ellie. Remember who you are. Remember your oneness with all that is. Let go of the fun house. It's not so much fun for you, it's creating a lot of confusion. And you have a mega fun house. So I'm seeing 40 of you all scattered, all telling you to do different things. It's really quite amusing. But really, just realize there's only one of you, and you are part of the one. But you have a unique gift to give into the world. Tap into you. Really discover who that is. And just notice the mind in separation, but really come back into you. And let's see what else is going on here. I'm just going through the list, so hopefully everybody's hanging out here with me. I'm just going right down the list. Yes, Dawi, that is correct. You have to create the belief system to make better decisions that build the future we want. Your beliefs create your future. Just realize your beliefs create your future. All right, so now we have Christina, then Samantha. All right, so Christina, hopefully you're still here because I'm just going through the list. And hopefully we'll go back and watch the replay. Well, I'm doing these anyway because these are messages are also good for other people to hear. Because what's good for one person is probably good for another because these are coming from the depths of the spirit, the soul. All right, let's see what's going on with Christina also. The wisdom card. Perfect for Christina. Just remember the answer is always within you. Getting lots of doubts, lots of confusion, a strong disbelief in yourself. It really feels like you've been hurt, damaged in some way. That you start to lose faith and trust in yourself. The Spirit is just reminding you that you know that the wisdom is within you. Forgive the people that hurt you in the past. Try to be here to the best of your ability. And really rediscover that faith and that trust in yourself. That you are perfect spirit, that you can do all things. We want to forgive and move on. We don't want to hang on to regrets. We want to let go of all that. Just let all that go. Be here to the best of your ability. Have faith in yourself. Well, there's a lot of messages here. Let's see. Let's see. Who? Let me make sure I miss anyone here. So I'm getting Samantha Hudson King Johnson. So I'm going to tune into her. All right, Samantha. All right, so hopefully we'll go back and watch these replays. Let's take a look here for Samantha. We're getting the tradition card. So Samantha, I'm feeling that there's some hobbies, some things you were doing in the past that brought you a lot of joy, but for some reason you stopped doing them. When you're doing those hobbies, those activities, that really brought you joy where time didn't seem to exist. That was your way to get back into a line with spirit. Because when you're happy, joyful, where there's no time, you're in this flow state. And I remind you, just get back to that. You sort of lost these activities. You grew up, if you will, and you have all these chores, all these activities, all this busyness. That's serving you. Make time for those hobbies, those things you did in the past. It's lining you up to who you are. And you really need to be aligned. You're misaligned right now because you're just too busy being an adult, if you will. All these new activities, all these new skills, all these things that have to be accomplished. You need to let that go. Yeah, Lori, yep. I am searching in that funhouse, and that's not a fun place to search. It looked really confusing to me. Right, because all the miracles come for Dowie. All the miracles come step by step, the small steps. The meditation today was really good for that, creating those small steps and not trying to figure out things. Biggest thing I feel for you, Dowie, is trying to figure out how. You're trying to figure out how am I going to do this? Very busyness on the how. You need to really let all that go. Okay, let's see. I see, thank you. Okay, I think that's everyone. Last call before I head off. But that's a big thing for a lot of people is trying to figure out the hows. And we don't need to figure out the hows because we're perfect spirit. All the answers and resources are within us. But living in the unknown is the hardest thing for the mind. It wants the answers. But sometimes the answers come bits and pieces here and there. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions. I think I read everyone. And let's see, no, I will not be live next Sunday. I'm going to be in New England next Sunday. My first trip out of the city since COVID, which will be nice. Oh, you're welcome, Kat. Welcome, Dowie. Sending lots of love to everyone, lots of peace, lots of joy. You are perfect spirit. You can do all things. The only thing stopping you is the nonsense. Let that go. You don't need to live in the farmhouse. Just remember who you are. And you are enough because you have it all. Even when it doesn't seem apparent with their eyes, you have it all. Are you allowing it to be birthed? That's the question. All right, not seeing anything else. Take good care of yourself. Wishing you peace, joy, contentment, and all the good things that life is trying to offer you. All right, bye for now.